Now that you caught a glimpse of Everfall, I trust you see how special Windsward is. The southern breeze will always blow you.
El Gaby Baby says, anyone doing Amreen? Bavarian Adrian says, purple going in groups of 5 to stop invasion. Lyndon Bain says, anyone running Amreen? So Lee 6 says, LFG Amreen. Dual Frost says, Nood. So Lee 6 says, LF1 healer. So Lee 6 says, Amreen. McQuispy says, LFM 3/5 for Amreen, need healer. Gran Magierne says, if you need a campfire without fire just really. King Flipinips 1 says, can y'all not be bleep bleep? So Lee 6 says, LF1 4/5 Amreen we need healer. Baby Cakeska says, nah we own this. Toy Koi says, cornbread duck feed. Princess Tatsumai says, LOL WTF. El Gaby Baby says, one more for Amreen. Casto Magica says, looking for help with defeating the Vigilant. Marik says, got to hate fast traveling to the wrong place. Aselm first says, anyone know how we can get woodworking stall to 4? Princess Tatsumai says, how you supposed to kill Tuskgore if all the stupid pigs attack and Regan so damn fast? Ulran Strong Arm says, RIP. Kill for New GZ says, the company owning the town needs to upgrade it. McQuispy says, need healer for Emreen / Clit Commander 69 says, level 25 DPS LFG, Emreen. I have both main quest and side quest for it LOL. Seriously says, honestly, people want every witchcrafting and refining station upgraded. All we can do is try our best to help with the town's projects and reach out if a town doesn't have an active project. Bavarian Adrian says, I can do heals for Armine. Drainio says, yay. Seriously says, also, preventing corruption invasions helps. Bavarian Adrian says, I have to head back to Sanctuary. McQuispy says, okay, he'll be waiting. Yong Jasae says, LF1M Amreen. Bavarian Adrian says, let me turn in these PvP missions. Offbeaker 3W says, LFM Papa Bear Elite. Clit Commander 69 says, level 25 DPS LFG, Amreen. I have both main quest and side quest for it LOL. Clit Commander 69 says, level 25 DPS LFG, Amreen. I have both main quest and side quest for it LOL. Kako Iheba says, Rud need help? Gargrak says, INV to Papa Bear. Bavarian Adrian says, 400M out. Bavarian Adrian says, be there in like 2 minutes or so. Yong Jasae says, LF1M Amreen. Gangster says, which to get smoochies from faction. Baby Cakeska says, yes. Offbeaker 3W says, LFM Papa Bear Elite Kurost. Navesha says, just have to have patience. Only one project every 24 hours. Corruption invasions also downgrade when lost. Malaria says, he'll join for Emarine. Puddle Bubbles says, I have a ton of iron if anyone wants to buy some. 5 Aura says, GG. Marik says, where are you selling it, Puddle? Puddle Bubbles says, ever fall? Marik says, or bars. Hexazan Potions says, sad face. Puddle Bubbles says, I think I have a little over 5k or and about bleep. Seisaki says, go toggle. Lake Mula says, yo. Baby Yams says, I have fun. Elusive Amen says, is it better to kill easy bleep for weapon skill XP? Bobcat Banjo says, why do you get gold off some kills but not all? Aselm first says, at Elusivamon easier but slower, try to venture into areas 5 to 8 levels higher and place a campfire and farm them. Tree Havoc says, best way to level weapons is in elite areas. Flawed Sapphire says, LFG Amreen DPS. Kill for New GZ says, add me, I have faction. Flawed Sapphire says, LVL 31 DPS willing to help at Armine. Zaroff says, Zaroff has reached level 42. Aselm first says, LVL 36 DPS LFG Armine. Malaria says, LOL. Luxora Alistair says, Luxora Alistair has reached level 26. Nukto Senpai says, any groups forming for depths? Amaz Thingtooth says, BV6DT5GFR4CNJGM64HBY. Yahiko01 says, like 50 some. Yahiko01 says, wait, no way. Yahiko01 says, XD. Aselm first says, need a healer and tank for Amreen, have 31, 36, and 46 for DPS. Yahiko01 says, that's kinda crazy XD. Yahiko01 says, yeah. Puddle Bubbles says, need some people to run our mine. Prefer 28 plus and at least one healer. Yahiko01 says, oh. McQuispy says, it disappeared from my NV. McQuispy says, it was a mission item. Yahiko01 says, yeah true I'm just leveling RN. McQuispy says, LOL. McQuispy says, we should be good. Yahiko01 says, grabbing stuff on the way. Captain Raruk says, LOL. Aselm first says, need one tank with taunt for Amreen. Yahiko01 says, yeah. Aselm first says, we have 3 DPS and a healer. Yahiko01 says, I kinda want to change but it a little too late for that. Aselm first says, need one tank for Amreen. Lumberjack Roy says, my wood is hood. Tyala Sindare says, how many bones do we have RN? Aselm first says, need one tank for Amreen we have 230 plus and 240 plus. Dookie says, thanks. I'm San says, NP. Basic 1 says, I need to run it one more time but I'm a healer. Town project upgrade wood shop to tier 4 started in territory Winds Ward. Garenheim says, I'm available if you still need a tank. Scott says, anyone help kill Fenton Ravager Elite. Lumberjack Roy says, Roy Wood. Awkward Panda says, is there any repercussions to cancelling a town project mission before finishing? Baby Cakeska says, time. Casto Magica says, thanks. Mylancha says, no problem. Jen Coco says, nope, it just disappears. Casto Magica says, be waiting for help a couple of day, smiley face. Edge Case says, anyone doing barrows need another? Squinted Eyes says, Jeezy. Scott says, anyone doing Elite Fenton's Fiend? Ryan's Heal 3-itch says, best way to level Arcane? Ansel Adams says, make Arcane items. Tree Havoc says, combine motes. All the motes. Awkward Panda says, starting, corruption portal train in Brightwood, starting directly north of settlement. DM for group invite. McQuispy says, Hold on, I need to start my tea. Ryan's Heel 3 says, thanks. Lumberjack Roy says, welcome to Roy is drinking beer and playing a video game where he cuts wood. I'm on beer 3, let's watch together as my typing gets worse while I farm thick, hardwood. Sigurd OK says. Jen Coco says, I'm so into this. Wyatt F. in Erp says, soon we're gonna be cutting beer and drinking thick hardwood. Jen Coco says, whoop, there it is. Pozo Le Bozo says, love that for you, Roy. Not a Vampire says, saw caught. Lumberjack Roy says, THX gang, love the support. Awkward Panda says, starting, corruption portal train in Brightwood, starting directly north of settlement. DM for group invite. Awkward Panda says, first group already full, starting second. Corvée says, what level you have to be? Awkward Panda says, 25 to 35. M. Rawlings says, why did I just lose 1 XP what? Dirk Daggerfall says, at Awkward Panda yo. Awkward Panda says, starting, corruption portal train in Brightwood, starting directly north of settlement. DM for group invite. Dirk Daggerfall says, I am in there. Awkward Panda says, second group 4/5. Nikki Graves says, engineering at 99. Nikki Graves says, the pain. Squinted Eyes says, gonna pull big guy up top. Seriously says, the pain is having something to 100, but no stations to use it. Seriously says, sad face. Nikki Graves says, there's a station in Windsward. Seriously says, talking about cooking XD. Awkward Panda says, second group, we're going to start once our 5th member gets here. Should be about 3 to 5 minutes, plenty of time. Tokarev76 says, no. Grand Magierny says, I don't want. Fu El Lyrique TT says, GD the game is so pretty. Squinted Eyes says, we're good. TTVDGT Music says, can you make your way to Brickwood for a corruption train? Slyfox the Bold says, YOLO Lotto. Lumberjack Roy says, halfway through beer 6 gonna take a few more before I start getting bad. For now imagine I filled chat with a euphemism about whiners and hardwood. Uncut Onyx says, hell yeah. Soul Joe says, you sound pretty cool if I'm honest. C Kelp says, love you Roy. C Kelp says, you make this server better. Wyatt F in Herb says, Roy, he's interested in your wood. The big thick kind. Malaria says, well, I'm not gonna be honest and say you're not cool. Malaria says, to see. Hexazan Potions says, we all simp for Roy. Wyatt F. in Herb says, true. Soul Joe says, that's pretty upsetting to hear, if I'm honest. Lumberjack Roy says, nice, thanks boys. My wit gets hard when you say that about me. Awkward Panda says, we're at major portal north of Brightwood Settlement, corruption train. Wyatt F. in Herb says, knowing your wood is hard makes my wood hard too, Roy. Keep at it. Scott says, LFG Perryville DPS. Bacchus says, is farming named enemies worth it or not? Slimfix69 says, nah, not really. Nikki Graves says, enemies have names. Trazine says, depends on LVL. Slimfix69 says, it's only the later ones. Tangster says, Wyatt overcompensates his wood. The large hammer says it all, winky face. Slimfix69 says, that are elite named bosses. Slimfix69 says, like Gran the Bear in Brightwood. Nishman says, pick up Dirk. Nishman says, he's down behind you, Dream. Slimfix69 says, they have rare drops from them only that are worth farming. Just Ray says, Forsaken breastplate. Scott says, anyone willing to help for Perryville? Wyatt F. in Herb says, LMAO Tangster. We all know I'm compensating. That's why I simp so hard for Roy. Tangster says, laughing face. Wyatt F. in Herb says, I'm just about to grab food buddy then I'll envy yat. Tangster says, I'm stuffing face running story no rush dude. X Black Widow says, dot. X Black Widow says, wait. X Black Widow says, when you log out does it reset or PvP status? X Black Widow says, I literally thought I had PvP on this whole time. X Black Widow says, bleep. X Black Widow says, well I may go turn it on and come over to get tickled by 5 guys. X Black Widow says, Tippy. X Black Widow says. Hanson Goham says, trying to farm for a legendary or epic or something. Biohazard says, that all? Too High 68 says, Too High 68 makes a threatening motion. Too High 68 says, Too High 68 makes a threatening motion. Too High 68 says, Too High 68 makes a threatening motion. Oldman Banger says, Oldman Banger sits. Too High 68 says, Too High 68 dances. Glyneth says, Glyneth has reached level 25. The negative 189 says, the negative 189 has reached level 9. Stavian Stine says, LFG Amreen. Lumberjack Roy says, on to beer 10 with a modest logging LVL 110, GF made me a pizza, so you know she get in the wood tonight. Nikki Graves says, yay engineering 100. HEE let's go BRANDON says, HEE let's go BRANDON has reached level 3. Marik says, hooray. Sly Fox the Bold says, woo. Pozo Le Bozo says, sounds like you're getting the wood right now, no? Nikki Graves says, now I just need a tier 4 workshop. Jen Coco says, oh, Roy. Trillshot says, that's the only way to log. Sir Senri says, Cutlass Key has one. Lumberjack Roy says, I procure the wood to provide the wood. Kaido D. Hanma says, wood. Trey Wilcox says, hey world, did this server just start? Bavarian Adrian says, LFGR mine group. Not a vampire says, dear diary, the lower life form, I mean my fellow persons are saying odd things again. Vindcate says, yeah, last night. Lumberjack Roy says, at Trey Wilcox probably a week ago my son. Nikki Graves says, interesting. Jen Coco says, phew, thank goodness you're a fellow human, I was worried there. It's Malil Peep says, more like 2 weeks ago. Not a vampire says, fear not. Jen Coco says, how long have you been not a vampire? Lumberjack Roy says, probably right, I have almost no sense of time. Not a vampire says, my friend, I have been not a vampire for as long as I can remember. It's Malil Peep says, 900 years. Jen Coco says, do you sparkle in the sun? Snizzle Drag says, well, depends, human years or vampire years. Colin Robinson says, LFG Starstone. Seriously says, anybody can sparkle with enough oil. Snizzle Drag says, and they can glitter with enough fire. Not a vampire says, ahem. Nishman says, Jeezy. Yukimayu says, hey Sly, could you hop back in Discord to sort out war list now, it's getting close to that time. Jen Coco says, do you like garlic? Jay Dajan says, should I sign up? Bakus says, what's the Discord again? Steven Wonderland says, it's always a good idea to sign up. Yukimayu says, sure. You can sign up in WW Warboard, only 50 people will be chosen though. Not a Vampire says, I'm afraid I have business to attend to my fellow humans. Death to the Dark Lord guy, am I right? Tree Havoc says, guys. I feel really bad. Just learned that the ghost haunting rabbit isle just wants to protect the rabbits. Not a Vampire says, dear diary, they suspect not a bleep thing. Yukimayu says, Discord is SHVY5TEFTR. Jokvi says, Global provides a better story than this game's actual story. Tree Havoc says, you can pet the rabbit the game tells you to kill. Ian Grubby says, what's the probability we win? Mother Gherkin says, imagine losing to someone named Mellow Yellow. Better show up and show out, fellas. Yukimayu says, hi. J Dajan says, we did win the last war looks like. Ian Grubby says, good. Stephen Wonderland says, we did indeed. J Dajan says, how lol. Yukimayu says, we sure did. And we have way more people signed up and ready for this one than the first one too. Dranios says, I. Ian Grubby says, I have no idea what to do, so if I get chosen don't be angry lol. Jen Coco says, AHAH. I knew it. He sucks blood. Yukimayu says, if you go to the war board in Wins Ward you can sign up. Ardriana says, Ardriana has reached level 8. Ian Grubby says, I already signed up. Office says Discord invite is not valid. Nishman says, mono first. Grand Magierny says, damn quest gold so small. Polar the Octopus says, Forsaken Spear of the Ranger, Forsaken Great Axe of the Monk, Amrine Excavators Amulet message with offers. Yukimayu says, Bokipijm 7. Yukimayu says, try that one. Lejun says, range DPS LFG, Amrine. Polar the Octopus says, Forsaken Spear of the Ranger, Forsaken Great Axe of the Monk, Amrine Excavators Amulet message with offers.